Hello everybody, right, I'm Peter, Courier driver, and today's video we're going to tackle a question that I get asked probably more than any other, which stands to reason: how much money can I make as a courier driver? It makes good sense. It's going to be the one that everybody wants to know, because we've all got families to feed, you've got motors to drive, you've got insurance, you've got tax, all of these things count. So it's kind of a complicated question because it depends on many different factors, like where you live, what kind of vehicle you want to drive, how you want to go about it. What I want to focus on today, the 4 ways you can go about doing it. Say for example, when you start, well, the first thing you can do, you can sign up with a firm. You can actually go to work PAYE for a firm. They'll give you a van, they'll give you your jobs, they'll give you holiday pay, they'll give you sickness and all that kind of stuff. The advantage of this is you know how much money you're going to get. You know how much money is going in that bank every month, so you can plan your life. You can go, well, the mortgage is this much, the holiday is this much, I'm going to get paid this much, that's left over, takes away all the grief. The thing about this is you ain't going to get rich. If you work for someone else, you've always got to pay their wages as well as your own. So he's going to want to make his money. He's got overheads as well. So you're probably looking about making around about 15 grand a year. More money can be made. Your overtime, longer jobs. They'll go, do you want to work Saturday? Do you want to do this? But the long and the short of it is, it isn't going to be your way to sort of stardom. But not everybody wants to get rich. Some people just want to go to work. Nice life, easy life, fine. The second way you can go about it is to kind of go subcontracting. You get yourself a van or even a car. You get yourself signed up with one of your long wheelbase, your medium wheelbase, and you get yourself signed up with like a Hermes or an Amazon and all this kind of stuff. Well, on this, you're going to be on the multi-drop. There are advantages and disadvantages with the multi-drop. The multi-drop is going to be hard work at first. And this is kind of when you need to get yourself a decent multi-drop app, because otherwise you are going to be driving yourself around in circles, you're going to be burning fuel you don't need, you're doing time that you don't need, and you're going to be like, it's just driving me mad, and then you kind of fall at the first hurdle. But if you can stick with it for a little while, eventually when they get to know you, there are big advantages. You'll get a little clique. You'll get once you've been there a little while, they'll start giving you the nice route. They'll give you the same route, and once you know the route, you're not doing that thing where you're going, where's Rose Cottage? I've got no idea. You go, Rose Cottage, yeah, that's the one that's down that little pathway behind the church. Pull up, bosh, there you go. Life gets easier. For this kind of thing, they normally pay around about £1 a drop. But and don't get me wrong, there is going to be work. You're going to be doing 100, 150, some of them do up to 250 drops a day. But like I say, they kind of get used to it. There is money to be made. It's also a good way to launch your way into it, because once you get used to it, and once you've done the multi-drop, it's kind of like the SAS of courier driving. You do it the hard way, and then anything you move on to after that will get easier. But like I say, the link pin on that is the bit when you start. And that's why you want to get yourself, I recommend Circuit, I think it's the best, but that's why you want to get yourself a decent multi-drop app so you can actually work out the route. And also, sometimes they're going to give you the route and they're going to give you a print out of a route, not always the best one. And you think, you can find yourself 3 months later going, hang on a second, if I'd have done this, this and this, I'd have been home an hour earlier. So that's another way of going about it. The third way of going about it is you kind of just subcontract for yourself. You go and you get yourself, we work on a thing called the Courier exchange. That's not a multi-drop thing, but it's the same kind of principle. Your van, you can work as little or as much as you want. Some of them just get a little van and they just do 1 or 2 jobs a day, just get out from under the wife's feet. Some people, they get themselves a long wheelbase, an extra long wheelbase at Luton, up at 5, working until 10 o'clock at night, going for it. On these kind of things, you can expect to earn, I would say, between, if you're just doing one little job a day, 40 quid a day. If you actually move up to a Luton or even up to a truck, you can make as much as 250 for a van. In a lorry, about 400 or 500 quid a day. But lorries are another thing altogether, because you've got a load of stuff to sign up to just to get into a lorry. So you're kind of on round about the same dough as you are for the Amazon, which you would be for the Courier exchange. The advantage of the CX bit would be, rather than doing 250 drops a day, you only have to do 3. Pick up, drop off, pick up, drop off, pick up, drop off. The disadvantage is it's not guaranteed so much. Like I say, once you get in with the multi-drop mob, you pretty much, they're going to give you regular runs, and you know what you're going, and you know what you're getting, and you know what you're doing, so it's kind of swings and roundabouts on both of them. And then there's the final one, which is end user customers. End user customers are the way forward. That's where you get your own customer, but they're like hen's teeth. And the way you go about getting these is like you do the Google ads, or you do posters or flyers, or go to the local trading estate, putting the cards through the doors, telephone, talk to your brother, talk to your uncle, do the Gumtree, anything you can do so that someone turns around and goes, oh, you do driving. I need someone to deliver for me every day. Because if you get your end user customer, you can charge them double. So rather than working for like, say for example, in a limited van, you might be charging £1 a mile. For an end user customer, you're going to be looking to charge £1.50, £2 a mile. And then hopefully you'll use something like the exchange to get yourself back. But like I say, end user customers, we all love them. They're very, very difficult to come by. Finally, as like kind of a note of be careful, unless you're doing number one, when I've covered everything for you, make sure you stick a little bit to one side. Because otherwise, you want to be sticking, I would say, between 20 and 30% of your money to one side. Because that's going to cover your tax, your national insurance. Because otherwise, you get the people think, oh, I'm doing really well. Oh, the gearbox gone. Oh, the new gearbox is £2,000. I haven't got £2,000, and suddenly you're out of the game. So be sensible about it. Just stick a little bit of dough in the back of the book, just to cover yourself. So that's it. There's your 4 ways of doing it. You either sign up with a firm, you sign up with a multi-drop mob in your own van and subcontract, you sign up with something like the exchange, which is kind of like a broker system, or you try and get your own customers. There are pros and cons to all of it. At the end of the day, you do you. We're going to do a load more other videos about, you know, van sizes and all that kind of stuff. Also, I've got my own channel. It's called Pete the Courier Driver. If you type that into YouTube, there should be a load of helpful videos that can help you over there. And if you like the channel, and if you would be so kind, if you could please subscribe. And like I say, we'll be banging some more out in the future. So hope that's helpful. Take care. Take money.